Cloudcast Media. Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media. You're listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show. Back in the studio, one of our favorite organizations. Can't have them on enough. Bayside Community Center. They've been just killing it in one of these really important areas of San Diego, Linda Vista, for many, many years. Joining us is the Associate Director of Communication, Adam Osorio. How you doing, Adam?
Oh, it's great to be here, Drew. Thanks for having us back.
No, I think it's great. You know, a little quick fun story, and you may have been hearing, us chat about her when you guys were listening to the last show. It was focused on author Elizabeth St. John, and she brought up my longtime friend, who Adam knows, known Jill Hall. I call her Jilly Bean Hall, and I hadn't seen Jilly in a long time, and all of a sudden I see her name pop up in an email thread between Adam and I go, that can't be the same Jilly Bean Hall I knew in the mid-'80s. And she goes, yes, it is. So that's great. And she plays a great role for you guys, does she not?
Well, good people know good people. So I'm not surprised that you guys overlap there.
You're very, very kind. Why don't you introduce our friends?
Yes.
You know, right.
Yeah, thank you so much for opening the space. So we have our principal of Carson STEAM Elementary, Lucille Real. And Lucille, if you want to tell us a little bit about your background, how you came to Carson.
Sure. So I'm going into year 5 at Carson.
Congratulations.
Thank you. We serve the wonderful population of Linda Vista. Our students there go from UTK, all the way to 5th grade. We also have a dual language immersion program. So our students who are native Spanish speakers or monolingual can also join this program. We're really excited about it. We have an awesome community partnership with Bayside, and they support our students with the literacy development as well. So a lot of fun things happening at Carson.
Yeah. How long have you been teaching in the school district, or were you at a different school district before you went to Carson?
Oh, I was kind of all over the place. But before I joined Carson, I was actually a vice principal at Crawford High School. So
yes.
It's just on the other side.
Absolutely. Crawford. And then how long were you there?
I was at Crawford for 3 years.
Okay. And before that?
Before that, I was part of a community charter school.
Which one?
Epiphany Prep.
Sure.
So that one, I was there for about 2 years.
Right.
And then I also worked on the non-public side because I'm a special educator by trade.
Oh, nice.
So I did that for a few years.
Good. Now you're at Carson. That is
now
great.
I'm at Carson, yeah.
Good. So Fernando Lucas, you tell us what your relationship to Bayside has been.
So I've been in Bayside since, the academic side.
Yeah.
Since they first opened up in Linda Vista. So I was actually one of the first few students there.
Fantastic. What did you like most about learning with Bayside?
What I enjoyed the most is the fact that it was educational, but also very fun. So it wasn't just boring work throughout the entire time. We were also reading stories, and we had break times for to go outside and play for a little while before we came back inside to do homework or advancing in our reading
Right.
levels.
Yeah, it's amazing how actually education can be fun, correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Well, what's one of your favorite subjects? Do you like to write? Do you like to read? Do you like math? Do you like to put things together?
One of my favorite subjects was math because at first I didn't know this, but I was pretty advanced in math for myself for my grade level. But then later, my parents told me that my teacher said I was advanced. So then that's when I started really getting into math and pushing myself to do better. So then by the time I graduated, because I graduated recently.
Congratulations.
Yeah. I took pre-calculus.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm planning to go into college for engineering.
What school are you looking at?
I'm not entirely sure, but I'm thinking of going 2 years into Mira Mesa and then hopefully transferring.
Yeah, the community colleges in the San Diego County are spectacular.
Yeah.
And I don't have to tell Lucille that or Adam in that area. And Mira Mesa is one of them. I happen to know the chancellor there, and she's phenomenal. Ashante Hands. I'm not sure if you know Ashante at all, but she is just spectacular. So if you go there, you're going to be in good hands, no pun intended, in that area. I think, bringing up, STEM, and you're interested in math, but I love the fact that you got the A in there, Lucille, for STEAM. Talk about how critical the arts are.
The arts are very critical. We actually dedicate a makerspace to the arts. So we have sewing machines, we have all sorts of crafts for the kids, and we actually host 2 really big community events. There's STEAM Family Nights, where we partner with the University of San Diego, and the students really get very creative on their STEAM art projects. And they're very proud, and they talk about the process, beginning and middle and end. And then at the end, the Makers Market is our biggest production, if you want to call it, in the spring. It's a lot of fun.
Who do you work with at USD? Is it the Jacobs Institute?
I do.
So yeah, Perla Myers is one of our good friends. And
I love her.
We do a lot of work with her. I mentioned Classroom of the Future Foundation. She hosts our Soup Tank, where we have superintendents do a Shark Tank presentation to business folks for 3 minutes, and then the businesses support what they want to do. We call it Soup Tank instead of Shark Tank. But Perla's great. She's wonderful.
Yes.
I used to be on the USD Souls board when Paula Cordero was there, and that's a great organization. Adam knows about that. Adam, talk about just what an unbelievable fit, and you're so proud of working with, folks like Lucille, and then seeing the work of Fernando.
Yeah, for us, it's all about the community. Education can't live only in the classroom. The real value of education is what it produces outside of that classroom. So to see students like Fernando still engage with the center, still engage with the community, leveraging what he's learned to benefit other people, that makes it worth it for us. And honestly, as a smaller nonprofit, we couldn't do it without community partners. So having supportive partners like Lucille, that really is an anchor, a firm foundation for this work to thrive, not just in the school year, but to know that there's going to be that consistency during the summer, next school year. So having partners like Lucille and Fernando, that's just assurance that the mission is going to continue.
Yeah, we're chatting with Adam Osorio. He's the Associate Director of Communications for Bayside Community Center. And a very cool colleague of his is Lucille Real. She is the principal of Carson Elementary STEAM Magnet School. And Fernando Lucas, who went through Bayside, found out that learning can be fun. That's where he found his math skills and is now helping out with his folks' restaurant. I'm Drew Schlosberg. Listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show. We are the nation's longest running community podcast. We're in our 19th year, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union. This credit union for more than 6 decades just does great things in all communities, whether it's financial literacy, food insecurity, Alzheimer's. And they have so many different touch points on this. Fernando, we were talking right before the show started that you help out at your parents' restaurant, correct?
Yes.
And what do they specialize in making?
They specialize in making sushi.
Right.
Because my mom is Japanese.
Uh-huh.
She came from Japan all the way to San Diego for college.
Where'd you go to college?
I don't entirely remember, but I think it was something about like...
Was it here in California?
Oh, yeah. I was here in San Diego, actually.
Oh, okay. A lot of great colleges here. Do you like sushi? You can be honest.
I've kind of gotten a little bit tired of sushi because I've eaten it like so much throughout my life.
Well, if you don't want to eat your sushi, just let me know, and I'll be over there. And same with Lucille. Yep. And you a sushi guy?
Oh, I love sushi. Well, yes. Fernando just got back from Japan, though, so he might be sushied out.
How long were you in Japan?
We were there for like about a month and a week.
Fantastic. Wow. First time in Japan for you?
No, this is our 4th trip, but it was our longest trip.
Do you speak Japanese? A little? Do you understand it?
A little bit, and I also understand a little bit, but not that much.
So what'd you like most about your trip to Japan?
Well, this time, since we've already gone like 3 other times, it was a lot more chill and like less structured. But we did also visit Guam and Okinawa.
Oh, nice. So it was a nice little trip out there. So, the things you learned certainly at Bayside, did you pick up any of those things when you go to a travel like in Japan, Okinawa, Guam? Are you looking at it from a different perspective because of what you learned at Bayside? Because you look at things differently or not?
Yeah, because Bayside really helped me learn to love learning. So probably before Bayside, if we went to somewhere historical, I wouldn't really have cared much. But then after Bayside, I think it really helped me learn to love learning. So like now, if we go to like historical areas in Okinawa or Kyoto or somewhere historical, I would pay attention a lot more.
Adam, and I guarantee, Lucille, you're thinking the same thing I am. When you have a student that says the thing I learned the most was to love learning, can it get better than that, Lucille?
I don't know. It's hot. I mean, it kind of gives me chills.
100%.
It makes me happy. It's really fun. I mean, it's exciting.
It's why you guys spend so much time doing this, Adam. That was a great response, by the way. And I love about it, Fernando's response, it came from the heart.
Yes.
It came from the heart. And for Bayside, I think you might have to have that as your moniker.
Oh, I
or
know.
a poster. Get them right up there,
Absolutely. And that's really why we do what we do, because our neighborhood's constantly changing. The landscape is constantly evolving. So it's not just, can we teach one curriculum, one set of skills, but can we help a person, like Fernando said, love learning? And that makes them adaptable, flexible, resilient to whatever's coming.
Well, and the reason why you're going to be successful through all your different experiences, Fernando, and you already are on such a young age, is you have this love for learning. And you took to the people and learning, success isn't based on how much money you make. There's nothing wrong with making a lot of money, don't get me wrong. But it's the fact that are you enjoying life? And those folks who love to learn, they just love life, And, when we come back from break, Lucille, I want to talk a little bit about the dual language program and sort of the concept of loving learning as well. And I want to talk to your back to school campaign, of course, in the academic club. And we always save time at the end. We'll go around the horn here to say, what can our listeners do to support your efforts? I'm sure Fernando would say, come to my parents' restaurant and patronize it. Maybe he wouldn't say that. I'm sure he would do that. But think about what we can do to support those efforts when we return with Adam Osorio, Associate Director of Communications for Bayside Community Center, joined by his colleague, Lucille Real. She is the principal of Carson Elementary STEAM Magnet School, and Fernando Lucas, who was a student at Bayside. I'm Drew Schlosberg. You're listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show. We are the nation's longest running community podcast in our 19th year, brought to you by the fine folks of Mission Fed Credit Union. We will be right back.
When you do your banking with Mission Fed, you get great rates on auto and home loans. That's good for you, but something good also happens for a lot of other people. We're not for profit, so we put money back into the community to help lots of great nonprofits to keep San Diego strong. So you're not just getting something good, you're doing something good. Come to Mission Fed. It's banking that's good for all.
Brand amplification is the DNA of Cloudcast Media, and our code is the powerful blending of sound, voice, and storytelling to lift local brands and their communities. Whether it is our Brandcast, Schoolcast, or Causecast platforms, the unifying ethos is all about this community, the one you call home. If you dare to dream and want to explore the brand amplification of Cloudcast, a national leader in local podcasting and other Winfluence strategies, please visit us at cloudcast.us.
I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media. We're back listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union. So thrilled to have in our friends from Bayside Community Center, a frequent guest, Adam Osorio. He's the Associate Director of Communications for Bayside, joined by his colleague, Lucille Real, Principal of Carson Elementary STEAM Magnet School, and Fernando Lucas is a former Bayside student, love of math, love of learning. We'll be doing some engineer work somewhere down the road at Mesa College, I should say. Lucille, talk about the importance of a dual enroll language program.
So the program that we've had at Carson has been there over 20 years, proudly speaking for the community. And the students who come into our program are learning Spanish as either a first language or a second language. And really, it's a dual immersion. So they're also learning English at the same time, in addition to all the fun STEAM activities that we have in store for them.
Right. So what is your favorite STEAM activity that you do at Carson? Do you have a fun STEAM activity?
We do. We do our famous egg drop every year. So we get up on our roof and the students make really awesome contraptions to make sure that the eggs don't break when they get down, and so much fun.
Okay, I want to get into this right now. How far are they dropping the egg? 2 stories?
So we're a 2-story indoor building, so it's 2 stories.
So it's a drop.
Mm-hmm.
So how do they put the egg in some type of a bed, a cushion, a pillow, so it sort of deflects the fall? Is that right?
We provide them with all the materials and we say, here you go, put them in groups of 3 or 4, and they have to get very creative on creating a contraption where the egg is going to stay the same. So we've had a couple of successes, but most of them have failed. But
the best way to learn is to fail, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they love it. It's such a fun activity for our students.
Right. Talk about some of the partners that are important to you. Obviously, Bayside as well. Who else do you work with? You mentioned USD.
USD. We also just started a partnership with San Diego State University. So we have our 5th graders are taking trips to both universities to expose them to the life of college and what it's like. Because as a young learner myself, I didn't get introduced to college until I was in high school. And so those are some of the things the experiences I want to bring to our students at Carson. As a community school, we also bring in a lot of other partnerships, the Linda Vista Farmers Market that we always like to join in. And we love to join the Multicultural Fair every year where we have a booth there too. And it's really a lot of fun.
And I'm so glad you brought this up. Adam knows this because of our work with the Classroom of the Future Foundation, which is all about, college and career pathways. You're never too young to be exposed to work or what the world of work looks like. And that's great that the 5th graders are doing that. You don't know what's going to spur that person to be interested in whatever it is that's coming through their paths. Adam, talk about how important that is with you at Bayside. You always are focusing on those real life experiences as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, right now we have a handful of interns either supporting our communications work with me, working in our garden. We're looking for new opportunities working with our seniors. But the idea is that what you learn in the classroom should supplement what you're going to do with the rest of your life. So having those experiences early, getting your hands dirty, so to speak, in the community, that's really not just teaching the practical skills, but kind of like the why behind it. Why is this skill so important? How does this impact someone's life? So seeing interns apply themselves, whether they're high school age or even college age students, we think that's a really important part to balancing out the educational experience.
Yeah, and I think, that's something that's been happening a lot more, I think, to the benefit of the student, of course, which should be the number one focus. And of course, you guys know that better than anybody. One of those experiences when 182-day goes, how many days the school year is these days, and are they getting what they need out of it, and especially from a relevance standpoint. Did you, Fernando, feel that when you were doing some of the work with Bayside that, yes, this makes sense for me because this is something that I can do when I get older? You already mentioned how you really discovered a love for math when you were going through Bayside. Talk about that.
Yeah, so in the beginning stages of my life, basically, it was pretty rough that I don't really want to go into.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, my family was having some problems. So like Bayside, it being after school, it really gave my parents more time to like be at work.
Yeah.
While we are over here learning how to love learning as well. So my parents were able to work and how do I explain it? So
Yeah, you explained it well. I mean, I think what the key is, you got a chance for you to sit there and love how to learn and all that while they're doing their thing. And again, the relevance part that Adam is bringing up, and obviously you're experiencing that with the fifth graders doing these things, it is so doggone important. I loved math when I was young because I loved sports. So I'd always read the sports section of the LA Times. And you have to know math if you're going to follow the statistics of baseball players or basketball players and so forth. So that's why I was good at math, because I loved talking about the stats. Are you a sports guy? You like sports?
No, I'm not really a sports guy, but my brother is. And he also went to Bayside. So he is actually like really highly educated in both English, math. Maybe one of the reasons he's good at math is also because he's a sports guy like you.
Right.
He watches a lot of like sports news, like sports videos, and like they're always talking about statistics and everything.
That's right.
So I'm pretty sure he was like you and learned a lot of math from it.
That's exactly where I learned math. And learned how to read and write through the sports section. Then I became a sports writer.
One of my favorite memories with Fernando in the class, we would do a lot of games in the class. So whether it was board games, even like a role-playing game of sorts, we would use games to analyze concepts for literacy, right? So character analysis, looking at setting. If you change a setting, how does that change the story? And the students, we're talking elementary age at that time, so they don't really know what they're going to be into, but involving it through a game that's fun, that kind of gets them more immersed. And so Fernando and I, we our whole class, we had some pretty fun times. We just watching a movie and reimagining what happens if you do this different, if the character acts this way. So that was definitely a highlight when we had Fernando in the class.
Yeah, but Mr. Osorio, he's not giving himself enough credit. He made a lot of these cool games that were very educational. He made these all by himself. Some of them he would like draw out, write out. He would have a bunch of stories. And like even when we would go outside to like play in the like little playground that either Carson or Linda Vista had, because I was in both. I kind of transferred from Linda Vista to Carson when Bayside kind of like stopped being at Linda Vista for a little while.
Right.
So I transferred. So yeah, he made up a bunch of these like cool games for us to play in the playground, like Lava Monster, Alien Freeze Tag, Disaster Tag. There was like so many cool games that like everyone enjoyed and was just like so amazing. And then when we got back inside, we would have to do like a lot of, I guess, reading, but it was mainly in our level and like it was all just like really fun books. But then after we finished reading, like every like now and then, he had these amazing games that involved our reading level, our reading style and everything. And like just helped us like advance through reading, because we would want to read a bunch of books and perfect them. So then that way we could play these amazing games. Like one of them was like a Star Wars game that like you had your own characters, like they had their own like abilities and everything. And then you would roll dice. And there was also this Pokemon one where you could capture Pokemon based on like how much books you read and like how well you did on those. And even on like, and then he would also have homework time where you could get help on homework. And because Bayside is a lot smaller than most after school programs, you could really get that like one-on-one experience.
Listen, I don't know if we've ever had a better testimony from somebody that has gone to Bayside on this.
Beautiful.
When we send you the recording of this, you are more than welcome to slice and dice it and use it in your promotions. If you want to, seriously, because you're doing a great job as a testimony for how great this is, and even recounting all the games that Adam, had developed. So Lucille, I mean, what a great partner you have with Bayside, to say the least, and just getting started. How's your enrollment doing? Good? Is it staying stable?
We've been stable the last 3 years. We definitely could use some more on the dual language immersion side. Right. But we currently are serving 340 students, which
that's great
for a small school. It's a big community.
No, it is. It is a big community aspect. So I'll start with you on this, and then we'll go over to Fernando. Then we'll end up with Adam on it. So what can we do? What can our listeners do to support what you're doing at Carson or help the community as well?
I say come check us out.
Yeah.
On Wednesdays, we have tours available starting at 12:30. You just call our office and set up an appointment, and we give you a tour of the space. Because we are an indoor school, everything happens inside, so it's kind of hard to see what we're doing. But yeah, just coming to our events as well. Our events are open to the community, not just the families. So we post up flyers, we send it out to different partners and different vendors to get more folks to come out and see, and then really just get excited for learning, because that's our goal too.
Yeah, you brought up a very good point, and I really do encourage people. We've been saying this for quite a while on our Spotlight show. Whether you have kids that are in the system or not, the neighborhood schools need your support.
Yes.
And so, if your kids have long graduated, so what? Swing by. Can you help volunteer? Can you just see what we're doing? We may need some help. And man, that just elevates that experience as well. So Adam, how's the back to school campaign coming?
Yeah, we're off to a good start. We have a couple, about 100 backpacks donated so far.
Nice.
That's great. We're looking to serve at least 200 students, though. So we have a little bit of a gap. That's one way a person could support us right now, is donating backpacks.
Right.
We're also going to need volunteers for the day of. So that will be late July. We have all the information on our website, baysidecc.org.
Right.
And then also we have a fundraising component just to make sure that we're fully supporting that after school literacy program that Fernando was a part of, that I was a part of. So we got some multiple options for people. You can donate backpacks, you can donate your time, you can donate money. All of those help our community.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about the garden, which is a whole nother aspect, because you basically feed Linda Vista. And does the garden food go to Carson Elementary as well?
Yes. So we actually do have some of the partners from Bayside help us out.
Right.
And it's basically farm to table.
Right.
So the kids get to taste it in the cafeteria. It's beautiful, like just a growth experience.
Do the kids get to participate in the growing of it?
Absolutely.
So here they are, they're scientists, they're farmers, they're agriculture folks. But getting back to what, you talk about, Fernando, it's a love of learning.
Yes.
Well, I don't look at that as learning. Well, you're a farmer and you're bringing it to the table. And one of the things that's growing in San Diego are these small little grocery areas, like what you guys are doing. We've had a lot of them on our show, just talking about, you tend to get more, nutrient food for that matter, as you know, and so forth. Fernando, anything that our listeners can do that can support you as you go on your different journey, or support your parents' restaurant?
Well, one way they can support me, I guess, is by going to Sushi Yorimichi in Linda Vista. That's my parents' restaurant. But another way that they can support me is by helping Bayside, because even when I was in Bayside, I would still help Bayside. Like when I was in 4th and 5th grade, I would help other students there too. And then even when I graduated from Carson and Bayside, I would help out during summer, during my middle school years, up until COVID, because, COVID, I couldn't help. But then once COVID finished, I went back to helping during the summer whenever I could, whenever my schedules lined up. And I'm planning on helping again this summer, because I just came back from my Japan trip. I haven't been able to help, but I'm hoping to start helping like almost immediately.
No, well, listen, there's nothing better than to have somebody that went through the program that liked it so much that they're willing to give up their time to volunteer to do the program. And, Adam, that is a testament to you and to your colleagues. And obviously the enthusiasm oozes out of you, to say the least, which obviously translates to the work that Fernando has been doing, and of course Lucille as well. So really a shout out to you and everybody at Bayside. It's a great experience, and we can't do enough to support you. So can our listeners donate? Can they volunteer? Can they do all of the above?
Yeah, all of the above. The best way to get that, the details for how and when, would be from our website, baysidecc.org. There you can find the volunteer schedules. You can find what gift makes sense for you, whether, again, it's backpacks, time, money, but any donation is really going to go a long way to not only sustaining our work, but growing the partnerships we have existing, like with Lucille, new partnerships, and supporting even more students like Fernando.
Well, one of the commitments we've made, because we love working with Bayside, is we look forward to having you come back on in a few months, bring in some other content. You always bring in diverse, but now you have, the principal at Carson, a former student, and all that. We know whoever you're going to bring in next is going to be great for our listeners who really do get engaged in this. So, kudos to you, Adam, for the great work you're doing at Bayside. We'll look forward to you folks coming in. Lucille, a pleasure meeting you. Good luck with this incoming, school schedule. I'm sure it'll go just well. And Fernando, what an honor talking to you. You really hit some key points that I know Bayside is going to be using for many moons to come. And wishing you personally great success at Mesa College, and of course your parents at their restaurant.
Thank you.
You bet. I'm Drew Schlosberg. You've been listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, the nation's longest running community podcast in our 19th year, brought to you by the fine folks of Mission Fed Credit Union. 6 decades of really supporting people living in San Diego County. And to our listeners, we hope you enjoyed the interview.
You've been listening to an episode of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego community. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
Cloudcast Media.